Did Hollywood's biggest stars spend years hiding their true identities right in front of the world? Behind the fame, red carpets, and perfect public images, some celebrities were secretly living double lives while battling fear, pressure, and rejection. From award-winning actors to famous athletes, these stars shocked millions when the truth finally came out. Today, we're revealing the incredible stories of transgender celebrities who risked everything to finally live openly, honestly, and without fear. Elliot Page grew up in front of Hollywood cameras, earning praise for emotional performances and becoming one of the most recognizable young stars of his generation. To the public, Elliot appeared confident and successful, especially after the massive success of movies like Juno. But behind the red carpets and award nominations, he was quietly struggling with a deep sense of discomfort about the identity the world expected him to present. As his fame continued to rise, the pressure became even heavier. Magazine covers, glamorous events, and constant media attention often forced Elliot into an image that never felt authentic. In interviews and later in his memoir, Page Boy, he explained how years of hiding his true self affected his emotional well-being and left him feeling isolated despite worldwide success. Hollywood celebrated the version of Elliot people believed they knew, while privately he was searching for peace and acceptance within himself. In December 2020, Elliot publicly came out as transgender, sharing a message that instantly resonated with millions around the world. Rather than being about headlines or controversy, the announcement represented a personal turning point and a step toward living openly and honestly. Since then, fans have noticed a new sense of confidence and freedom in the way he carries himself both on screen and off. Today, Elliot Page is admired not only for his acting talent, but also for his openness and resilience. His journey has inspired many people to embrace who they truly are and reminds audiences that authenticity can be more powerful than fame itself. Hunter Schafer was never the kind of person willing to hide who she was just to make others comfortable. Long before becoming a breakout star in Euphoria, Hunter was already challenging expectations and speaking openly about identity and self-expression. Growing up in North Carolina in a conservative environment, she quickly realized that being different often attracted attention and criticism. But instead of allowing fear to silence her, Hunter chose to stand confidently in her truth. As a teenager, she became involved in activism during debates surrounding laws that affected transgender youth in her home state. While many people her age were trying to fit in, Hunter was already using her voice to defend the right to live openly and authentically. Her activism was never about fame or headlines. It came from personal experience and a deep understanding of what it felt like to be misunderstood. Before acting, Hunter built a successful modeling career, working with major fashion brands and becoming known for her striking presence and artistic style. However, her career reached another level when she was cast as Jules in Euphoria. The role introduced audiences to a transgender character who was emotional, creative, vulnerable, and complex, rather than reduced to stereotypes. Her performance connected deeply with viewers and helped reshape conversations about representation in modern television. Today, Hunter Schafer is seen as more than a celebrity. She represents a new generation of artists who are redefining beauty, individuality, and authenticity in popular culture. Through her work and public presence, she continues to inspire people to embrace themselves fully and live without apology. Trevi Moran grew up in front of millions of viewers on the internet long before most influencers understood the power of social media. From a young age, Trevi built a massive online following through YouTube videos, music, and an energetic personality that made fans feel personally connected to her life. To audiences, she appeared confident, funny, and fearless. But behind the camera, Trevi was quietly navigating questions about identity and self-acceptance while growing up in the public eye. As her popularity increased, so did the pressure to maintain a certain image online. Every video, interview, and public appearance came with constant attention from fans and critics alike. While many people admired her openness, few realized how challenging it could be to explore personal identity while millions of strangers watched every step. Trevi later shared that understanding herself fully took time, patience, and emotional growth. In 2020, Trevi publicly came out as transgender, sharing the news honestly with her audience through social media. The announcement was met with overwhelming support from many longtime fans who had followed her journey for years. Rather than presenting her transition as a dramatic reinvention, Trevi spoke about it as a process of becoming more comfortable, authentic, and confident in her everyday life. Her openness helped many young viewers feel less alone while navigating their own personal experiences. Alongside her online career, Trevi has continued pursuing music and creative projects while using her platform to encourage self-expression and positivity. Today, she is recognized not only as a digital creator, but also as someone who helped normalize conversations about identity for a younger generation growing up online. Her story reflects honesty, resilience, and the importance of embracing who you truly are. Janet Mock did not grow up dreaming of fame or public recognition. She grew up learning how to navigate a world that often misunderstood her identity. Raised in Hawaii in a financially struggling household, Janet faced instability and emotional challenges from an early age. Even as a child, she understood that expressing her true self openly could expose her to criticism and rejection. So she learned to protect herself through resilience and determination. As she got older, Janet became focused on building a future where she could define her own story instead of allowing others to define it for her. While many people knew her as a talented journalist and editor, few understood the deeply personal journey behind her success. She eventually built an impressive media career, including work with People magazine, where she developed a reputation for intelligence, professionalism, and strong storytelling skills. Behind that success, however, Janet was carefully balancing public expectations with her private truth. When she later shared her story publicly, Janet did not present herself as someone seeking sympathy. Instead, she spoke with confidence, honesty, and purpose. Her memoir, Redefining Realness, became a groundbreaking work that gave many readers a more personal understanding of identity, self-acceptance, and perseverance. She also helped reshape television through her work on the acclaimed series Pose, bringing greater visibility and authenticity to transgender stories in mainstream entertainment. Today, Janet Mock is recognized not only as a writer and producer, but also as a powerful voice for representation and dignity. Her journey reflects the importance of owning your story and finding strength in authenticity, even in environments that once encouraged silence. Laverne Cox grew up in Mobile, Alabama, in an environment where standing out often brought unwanted attention. From an early age, she understood that expressing herself openly could make life more complicated, especially in a conservative community where traditional expectations about gender were deeply rooted. While many people only see the confident actress and advocate she is today, Laverne has spoken openly about the emotional challenges she faced during her younger years while trying to understand her identity and find acceptance. Despite those struggles, Laverne discovered comfort and confidence through the arts. Dance, performance, and storytelling became creative outlets that allowed her to express parts of herself she often felt pressured to hide. Eventually, she moved to New York City to pursue acting, where she began building both her career and her personal confidence. Her journey was not simply about changing how the world saw her, but about finally feeling comfortable in her own skin. Laverne's breakthrough came with her role as Sophia Bursay in Orange is the New Black. The performance introduced millions of viewers to a transgender character portrayed with humanity, humor, vulnerability, and strength. Her success helped expand representation in mainstream television and open conversations about identity and inclusion in ways rarely seen before. Beyond acting, Laverne became a powerful public voice for equality, self-acceptance, and visibility. Through interviews, documentaries, and public speaking, she has encouraged people to embrace authenticity and treat others with compassion and respect. Today, Laverne Cox is recognized not only as an award-winning actress, but also as a cultural trailblazer whose influence continues to inspire audiences around the world. Her story reflects resilience, confidence, and the importance of living openly and proudly. Chaz Bono grew up surrounded by fame, cameras, and constant public attention as the child of entertainment legends Cher and Sonny Bono. From the outside, his life appeared glamorous and privileged, but behind the spotlight, Chaz spent many years trying to understand an identity that never fully matched the expectations placed upon him. Living in the public eye made that personal journey even more complicated, especially while growing up in one of America's most famous celebrity families. For years, Chaz tried to adapt to the image the world expected to see. Although he achieved success as a writer, musician, and television personality, there was still a growing sense that something important was missing. Public attention often made it difficult to navigate such a deeply personal experience privately. As conversations about gender identity were far less common at the time, Chaz faced pressure to remain silent and continue fitting into a role that no longer felt authentic. In the late 2000s, Chaz made the life-changing decision to begin his transition publicly. The journey was not only physical, but emotional and deeply personal as well. By openly sharing his experience, he helped introduce many Americans to conversations about transgender identity at a time when representation in mainstream media was still limited. His documentary, Becoming Chaz, offered audiences an honest and respectful look into that process, helping many viewers better understand the importance of authenticity and self-acceptance. Today, Chaz Bono continues to work as an actor, writer, and advocate. His story remains an example of resilience and personal growth, showing that living truthfully can be far more meaningful than meeting society's expectations. Caitlyn Jenner spent decades living under one of the most recognizable public images in America. Before the world knew her as Caitlyn, she was celebrated as Bruce Jenner, the Olympic champion who won the gold medal in the decathlon at the 1976 Summer Olympics. To millions of people, she represented confidence, discipline, and the ideal image of athletic success. But behind the fame and public admiration, Caitlyn was quietly struggling with a deeply personal reality she had carried since childhood. For many years, she tried to focus on sports, family life, and television fame, while pushing aside feelings she did not fully know how to express publicly. As her celebrity status grew through interviews, endorsements, and later the reality series Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the pressure to maintain that image only became stronger. Despite worldwide recognition, there was still a growing sense that an important part of her identity remained hidden from the world. In 2015, Caitlyn Jenner publicly came out as transgender in a moment that immediately became global news. For many viewers, it was one of the most talked-about celebrity stories of the decade. But for Caitlyn, it represented something far more personal: the opportunity to finally live openly and honestly. Her transition sparked widespread conversations across media, sports, and entertainment about identity, acceptance, and personal authenticity. Today, Caitlyn remains one of the most widely recognized transgender public figures in the world. Her story continues to symbolize the idea that it is never too late to embrace who you truly are, regardless of age, fame, or public expectations. These stories prove that behind fame and success, many celebrities were fighting private battles the world never saw. Their journeys remind us that authenticity and courage can inspire millions. Which story surprised you the most, and whose journey impacted you personally? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next deep dive into Hollywood's most surprising stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.